Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Runers. So, first things first, just noticed this, but even on the harder difficulties, the boxes actually have more or less health, which is kind of ridiculous to me. At least, it feels that way. Could be wrong about this, but I think this is the case. Anyway, so today's going to be a bit of a special run, where we're back on Wimpy. We are lowest difficulty possible, and realistically, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But I'm hoping that I can pull off something. I was challenged to do a specific type of run, and I want to see if I can pull it off. But I'm gonna let you guys kind of figure it out as we go along. Now, I haven't played this in a couple of days, so I'm a little bit rusty, and my allergies are going off like crazy. So there will be pauses pretty much after every room for me to sneeze. But it's one of those where it's like I want to get my runers out, so we're doing it. Now, second thing is that, yes, I did miss an episode yesterday, and I apologize for that. Usually I try and have, you know, daily Runers episodes, but I was out and about. Usually on the weekends I don't film much, because I was with my family, and I had spent my usual Runers recording time doing, like, a 5-hour collaboration with some other guys, so didn't allow for a whole lot of recording time. Now, this build probably won't win, and I'm okay with that. So, let's bust up these boxes and go down here, because I guess it's one of those where it's like, I'm thinking about just like how much I should really focus on even survival here. I guess it's one of those, it's like, I haven't played on Wimpy in a very long time, and it's, or I guess, what, 10 episodes? And so I'm starting to just get, maybe, I'm afraid I'm going to get complacent here. Because the difficulty scaling is inconsistent, and I really shouldn't be, well, that works actually. I really shouldn't be just kind of jousting into the skeletons. They're kind of a pain in the ass. And I'm finding I'm doing it purely because everything dies so fast now. It feels like, you know, we're on easy mode, because, well, we kind of are. And for a second I thought the rats were killing each other, and I get really excited, but no, I think they're busting up a box. Now, there is a speed wizard. Do have to worry about him a little bit, but whatever. I guess the other thing I was doing yesterday was grocery store actually opened up in, I guess, a couple miles away from home. And if you've ever been to New York, there's a type of grocery store called Wegmans. And it's probably the best grocery store I've ever been to, like the best type of grocery store. And, I don't know. It was like the grand opening, and I was like, I've never been to a grand opening of a grocery store. Let's see how freaking crowded it is. And it turns out, it was incredibly crowded, and it was kind of fun to walk around. And then I had to buy Halloween candy, and, well, let's just say I'm a monster, and they had a whole section of Christmas candy there. So I'm going to be handing out gingerbread Twix and, like, other Christmas-themed candies for Halloween on Friday. I think Halloween's on Friday. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it is. I do not pay attention to holidays that much. Mainly because you go to college and, well, holidays just kind of lose a lot of meaning. Oh, not to mention, you know, even in high school and stuff. And after a certain point, it's just kind of like, I guess holidays are just kind of a fun diversion at this point. When I was a kid, holidays were the best. But as I grew up, it's just kind of like, you know, Halloween. It's not like I'm dressing up or anything. It's not like anybody visits my house. I live on a mountain, of all things. And it's one of those where you just don't get trick-or-treaters when they have to climb, you know, the steepest hill in town just to get to your house. It's just not fun for anybody. Especially small kids that, you know, want candy. At that point, you go down to the denser parts of the town with no hills. I think we've got a crawler going around the corner, but kind of hard to tell. Yep, got a pair of them. I was wondering about that, and they're dead. So we do have some health pickups, but I think we're good for the time being. I think we're pretty much good for the entire floor. Especially as I get, like, 1 or 2 other spells. Now, I'm gonna have to check the Runedex soonish to see what I actually need. Because this build requires a little bit of planning, but again, it's one of those where it's like you can't bet on the runes too hard just because things don't always work the way you want them to. Let's just blast through these. Event room. What do we got? Shrinkify. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on this one just so I have 2 spells instead of just 1. Just because Shrinkify is a little bit harder. even though, like, most of these are pretty chumpy types of enemies. So it's like I don't have much to worry about, but I might as well err on the side of caution purely because I'm kind of lazy. That's a bunch of crawlers. So as soon as I pop the crawler mamas, I'm probably just going to... Actually, I'm going to do that. Well, that didn't work as... I need to soften the skeletons up a little bit more. Oh well, not a big deal. And luckily we're running Chaos Bolt, and luckily everything has, like, no health here. Seriously, I can't believe I didn't, like, just win this on the first try. I guess a lot of it was just lack of knowledge. And, you know, Tier 3, even on Wimpy, is kind of hard, purely because, well, there's a lot of enemies. Also, I did kind of beat Intimidating and Nightmare, or at least unlock the next difficulty level, purely based on an extremely cheap strategy. By the way, some of you were complaining about, hello, we could go with High Roller, it's tempting. Yeah, I've never actually gotten High Roller, but, yeah, there were some complaints about Supernova, me using it too much. And I agree, and I'm not going to use Supernova for quite a while. Largely because it is kind of a boring spell. It does kind of kill everything. I might do a run with a lot of the room-wide nuke, whatever it's called, the one that has all the bounty elements to it, but I don't know. I'll probably think on that one just because it doesn't do as much damage, so it's a little bit less reliable. I'd almost rather just have a bunch of really good spells because that spell just isn't very good against bosses. And that's kind of the interesting point. It's like Supernova is the best against just clearing rooms, especially if you're patient about it. But it's worthless against bosses. They just have too much health, and the cooldown is just way too slow. So, like, you'd be much better off just doing basic types of runs with it. Okay, so wow, that is a minute-long buff for a flawless. Good to know. Okay, so we've only got 3 runes. We haven't leveled much, and we're going to be full health by the time we leave, so at least we got that. Let's head down, I guess. Almost forgot. I was going to jump cut as we went down the floor so I could blow my nose. I forgot about this room, so unfortunately I'm going to have to do this. I'm not keen on it just because it doesn't go into the build that I want to do here, but at the very least it is a really solid spell. So, at the very least, between this and Chaos Bolt, we'll be fine. It's just not what I wanted to build for. Okay, so we've got Dark Calling, which, yes, I use fairly frequently recently, but at the same time, it's going to more or less just murder all of these guys, no problem. Hoping to flawless this one. It'd be great if you actually got, like, really... well, that might even happen. You might actually potentially get better stuff. Movement speed. You might actually get better stuff the better you do at the event room. I could be wrong about that one, though. I have no idea. Anyway, let's head for the exit. So at the very least, right now, we do have pretty much all of the forward attacking, I don't know, firepower that we'd ever want. Let's get over here and bust up this box. Chances of it having anything useful for us, slim to none, but whatever. Not the end of the world. I'm going to go with cooldown reduction, because I really would like some runes, but at the same time, well, honestly, now that we have Dark Calling, which is, you know, does sizable amounts of damage and shoots fairly fast and, you know, you don't have to be terribly accurate with it, between the two of these, I'm pretty much set up until Tier 2. Purely based on, like, not a lot of things are going to be able to hurt me that bad. I just have to, you know, keep away, essentially. And we'll get there. It's just a matter of wiping our way through these guys. So, I'm trying to think of what we need for this build without, like, talking about it. I don't know, I'm not even sure why I should be cryptic here. I just feel like being cryptic for no good reason. Okay, soul absorption. It's gonna help a hell of a lot. So I might as well just talk about it. Screw being cryptic. It's dumb. So I'm going to try and build a runner build. Build specifically using only, like, runaway type spells. Which, no idea how that's gonna go, but... oh. Hey, it's another Shrinkify. Well, that's convenient. Let's just use our class ability. Okay. I didn't want to get hit by the Swarmer. I'm really hoping... oh, no, didn't flawless this one. Sandstorm shouldn't count for flawless just because it's such an AoE. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Let's see, we get a shock rune for our troubles. I like that. And let's see if I can murder that. Nope. I don't think I murdered the burrower. Let's take this out. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that was it. Okay. HP. Because we don't need bullet size with where we're going. Because I said keep away earlier. I guess that was my first hint. I'm terrible at keeping secrets, by the way. But I want to do a build using... Oh, hello? Using, like, nothing but the movement speed increasing type spells. Because I figured that would be really fun. Not like sprint, but the ones that are... Eee. That looks... That hurt a lot. Well, at the very least, this entire side of the level is clear, and Doctor. Probably, because evasion wouldn't be bad, but Doctor's going to be a hell of a lot more useful. Okay, that nuke is still going on. Okay, now it's done. Oh, I have Chaos Bolt off. I don't know when that happened. Hopefully recently, so I haven't just been running around with it off and whatnot. Okay, well, either way, we're probably just going to do this combo up until the point where either I get some of the spells I need, or I give up on the challenge run and feel bad about myself. Because honestly, as much as I want to do the like speed-based challenge run, there is the whole requirement of you actually have to have the runes to do it, and if you can't get them, well, it's kind of pointless. Okay, so we got a butt ton of zombies, which are inherently concerning. I'm trying to take out the Swarmer, but the Swarmers dodge, and even though we have great aim, doesn't always necessarily mean I get to hit them anyway. Okay, let's see. I don't even know if that sentence came out correctly. Unfortunately, I don't have that great of like a... I don't know. I don't have a great awareness of what I'm saying half the time when I'm recording, so I will actually just say stuff and not even realize that I said the wrong thing, just because I'm trying to process a lot of kind of information with all the dodging and whatnot here. I don't know, it's one of those, it's like certain games that there are certain games that I can play and talk about random stuff and have like zero problems whatsoever. And then there are games like this which require a little bit more on the dodging side of things. Like, say what you want about it, but Tower of Guns is actually pretty relaxing and easy to handle after a certain point, just because you know how to handle all of the things, because it tends to be a little bit formulaic. This, on the other hand, a little bit less so. Let's just bust these boxes up and go up here. Can't have many more rooms left, do we? Probably not. My nose is running faster than I am. I actually have no idea if I've made that joke before. It's just been stuck in my head as kind of just a commentary on my situation, which is very much not appreciated. Oh, that was bad. I was trying to sprint through, but I guess either the mud blocks stopped me or it was a comment. Ow. Okay, those hurt a little bit. Luckily, we do have soul absorption, so we have that on our side. Come on, death. Okay, there we go. So I think the worst of it is past, and we are getting extra health from soul absorption, and that's just gonna make things easier. Mainly because we're probably gonna take a fair amount of damage this run, which I'm not keen on, but it's pretty much like it's an eventuality that I'm just gonna have to deal with here. Let's just crush our way through them. Wow, that actually worked hella well. Nope, mostly well. Not entirely the best. Okay, what the? So Dark Calling does very weird things to skeleton corpses. Frustratingly, it sends them all the way across the map, so I actually have like serious problems killing them. Oh well, let's just pick up this heart. I'm hoping, you know, to generally flawless a lot of these rooms, just so I don't have to, well, just so I can get that minute-long buff, but not so much the case in this situation. It's gonna be a bit of a backtrack to get everything. Now, we also do have the fire event room, which I can do. Oh, man. Allergies are the worst. I always hate having to do that on camera, just because, I don't know, makes me feel sleazy. Ah, man, I was really hoping that would make me invincible as I charged through. Was not the case. Oh, well. Well, either way, we got a fair amount of experience from it. I actually have no idea if that one's winnable or not, or if you could just infinitely do it for experience. Probably winnable, all things considered. Okay, let's go for the stairs. Well, these aren't very good options. We got, fire... I'm gonna go with fire levels, just because two of the spells that I want to get, I believe it's Blazing Dash and Burst Charge, both use fire. And that, at the very least, puts us up to level 3 with them. Because we're doing Elf, as usual. I was thinking of doing other ones, and this maybe could have worked with the dwarf, but I have no idea if that would affect half of the, like, long-range type stuff. Oh, that's a lot of imps. Or potentially a lot of imps. And I'm stuck. Okay. Yee. Let's see if we can murder it. Ow. Okay, well, we are not getting perfect for this floor. Or... I wonder if you could get, like, a crazy bonus for perfecting a floor. That'd be insane. Chances are no. Okay, so I was thinking about it, and we want Blazing Dash, Burst Charge, and actually, we're probably going to want Void Beast and Prismatic Devil. I know I've been using Prismatic Devil a lot recently, but it's so useful for pretty much exactly what we're doing here that it seems pretty much necessary. I'll just get that one. Don't know if it was exactly what we needed, but it'll have to do. So, what do we need? We need a lot of speed runes. In fact, hello. We need, like 4 speed runes, 3 fire runes, 4 entropy runes, and I think just a dark rune. And if we can get all of those, then we're golden. If we can't, well, we're not going to be able to complete the build, which isn't the end of the world. Hello. Apparently I got some health from that. Not entirely sure. I'm really hoping I can get Soul Rip, because we're going to have some problems if I don't otherwise. Oh, okay. That was for me getting the next tier of health. Luckily, we do get 4 health per 50 kills, so that's pretty solid. Let's just murder these. We're getting a lot of heart pickups, though, which is exactly what we're going to need along the way here. I also get a triple combiner, but I'm probably going to hold on to that unless, you know, I'm starting to die. Yggdrasil branch. We're going to be fine. It's on Wimpy, and he doesn't do that much damage. If you notice, I'm starting to sound more and more stuffed up. And I really don't like sniffing on camera, but I just... It's either that or I start sneezing on camera, and I'd rather sniff. Unfortunately. I try to avoid making gross noises. Oh, well. That guy's shooting kind of weird tree bits at us. That was mean. I don't like it when they do that. Okay. So, let's just keep going. We need more speed runes. We need more fire runes. Entropy. Yada, yada, yada. So, I know I guess I might as well justify as we go. So, Blazing Dash leaves a trail behind us. Burst Dash pretty much does the same thing, and I'm hoping the two of them together lets me, like, if I can combine the two, it lets me Burst Dash a large amount of stuff all over the, or Burst Dash a large amount of stuff all over the place. Use Burst Dash to send myself flying in such a way, yeah, that's a lot of hearts. Send myself flying in such a way that it uses the Blazing Path. So say if we go from like here to halfway across, the Blazing Path would actually cover that area too. Because if that's how it works, then we're in a really good spot. We're not doing this yet. I'd at the very least like... God. The problem is our build is not going to be very good at most event rooms. Oh well. I mean, worst comes to worst, we'll forego them. Okay, so there is our first entropy rune out of the 4 we need. And I'm not going to pass up like level perks and floor bonuses if it means completing the build, I think. Unless the level perks are particularly good. Probably should have actually gone for one of the fire runes early on, but well, it's a little bit too late for that sort of thing. So let's just cut our way through here. And I think Chaos Bolt actually shoots faster if I turn off Dark Calling. That is absolutely correct. That kind of sucks, actually. Okay, let's keep going. More storage rooms. Awesome. So, as far as, like, the Chaos Bolt being slower as a result of other spells, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just feels kind of like a weird design oversight. Like, the fact that you can cut the potential of another spell simply because one spell has, like, a slightly different base cooldown mechanic, and I'm sure there's a reason the developers had for it. But currently, I can't see it, apart from, you know, maybe preventing specific, like, unbalanced types of builds. But at the same time, as part of this game, there are a lot of, like, really unbalanced types of builds that you can just... Oh, I was wondering why I wasn't clearing out all the swarmers. It's because I was not firing my, not actually firing my death lasers. Not exactly a death laser, but whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, we're getting a lot of shock. I would actually love to get some non-running based spells just to test them out, but I'm right now focusing on them. Unfortunately, we're not getting any fire runes. I kind of wish there was like, you could bust up runes and get... oh shoot, I'm gonna need 5 speed runes, come to think of it. I don't know, I guess I just wish you could like recombine runes, so like 2 runes in, and you get another random rune that isn't one of those 2. That'd be really convenient. It would, I don't know, give a little bit of flexibility, let me clear my library out a little bit. I'm also kind of looking forward to the point where we've actually learned all of the spells in the game, because then we're pretty much just going to be like super selective and can do whatever we want. Okay, so now it's time to figure out what can I make. I have no use for shock or water in this build. Okay, creatable spells, undiscovered. Earth, I don't think I have use for earth either. Let's do shock, earth, nope. Shock, okay, these are the ones I can make. Shock, yeah, shock, earth. Or shock, light. Let's do shock, light, see what that does. Make us a triple, what's it give us? It's called lights. Sparkles in front of you, damaging enemies that touch them. It's like Lights Nova, but in front of us. That's interesting. It's actually got like similar noises too. Well, let's see how we do. I could see this being actually a really solid spell. I want to see the range on it, but that's quite the range. Holy crap! I might actually have to use that soon, because essentially it's like Lights Nova, but better, sort of. The thing with Lights Nova is it's... Oh, ooh, that would be kind of funny. The thing about Lights Nova is it's worthless for trying to get close to certain types of enemies, or it's at least like hella dangerous. So this would actually like mitigate that very effectively, or mitigate the risk, because all I have to do is point this in a direction that seems to have a very long range. So this would go wonderfully with the spread shot build, the like pseudo Scarlet Salvo build, because pretty much it covers the entire front area, so anybody trying to approach us directly is just going to get hit real hard, which I can totally respect. Okay, also looks like I can fire it with the 2 spells I've got running. Does run into some issues, but holy crap, that is good. Note to self, use that one. Or, I mean, I guess I am using it, but it's actually these handle things. Okay, so we can do precise movement, class energy, elemental mastery. I'm actually going to go with class synergy, I think, because we're going to be using our class ability more often than most. It does also have a shorter cooldown, which is convenient. Okay, time to go for the boss, but it's a bit of a long walk. Okay, I'll admit, I actually forgot about the event room again. So this one, Portal Protector, which is actually really convenient for what we're doing here. Because, well, we've got this sparkly path, which pretty much murders anything that's coming along it. And that makes it perfect for what we're doing. Let's focus on murdering these guys quick. Unfortunately, Dark Calling is making this very hard. Okay, got him. Woo! That was a little bit on the scarier side of things. More HP. We are going to be one meaty person by the end of this, because all the other ones were not wholly useful. Okay, so all we have to do is get over to the boss, and then we're golden. I'm hoping we get more entropy runes along the way, because I would really like Prismatic Devil. Huh, dash the Speedy Bat. I guess we actually have a very solid spell lineup, because essentially anything moving around us is just going to get hit by our like linear Lights Nova. So for once, you know, bats and stuff are not, well, I mean, realistically, bats are never really that big of a deal, but it does actually, wow, this, yeah, pretty much any enemy that's mobile gets wrecked by this spell, which is great, because it's got a better density than Lights Nova, and I can use it at long range. So yeah, this is definitely going in the sniper build. The sniper and pretty much many builds. If I can do that one more often, it's going to be very solid. Unfortunately, Dash himself is keeping it pretty close to the vest here. but it doesn't matter that much. So, we need entropy runes. We need fire runes. We need speed runes. What am I going to do? Excess energy, probably. Either that or latent force. Latent force. I'm not actually shooting that fast, so it seems useless to go for that one. I mean, I guess I kind of am. I'm just hoping that it turns out well. Okay, Runedex. Creatable, undiscovered. What do we got that we can make that we aren't going to use? So, air, earth, water, earth, shock. Yep, yeah, earth, shock sounds pretty good. Let's figure out what that one does. Amethyst Guardian. Fires... What? Let's see if it's, location-based. Yeah, it is. Well, I'll use it for one room. And let's go with... Oh, this is noxious. What's our cooldowns? I've only reduced it by 4% already, so that's not great. I'm trying to decide here. Do I want to go with defense, speed levels, which would boost a couple of our spells, or cooldowns? I'm gonna go with cooldowns just cause? I don't know. It always seems like that's the most powerful out of all of them. Okay. Let's see. Oh, can I injure him? Weird. Huh. I will have to see how well he does against things. Does this... Okay, it does in fact break. It does in fact break destructibles. It just doesn't break them very well. So I'm probably better off just using Chaos Bolt for that kind of business. Okay, well, I'll see you guys on the next part where we will continue this and see if we can actually get those dash spells that I'm looking for.